Hello and welcome back to the channel. Wasn't planning on doing a video about this, but figured since I'm a big enough Marvel nerd, I figured I might as well. Today's video or audio recording, because I'm not recording this properly like I probably should be, is regarding Avengers Doomsday. As of me recording this is the 21st of July. Trailer's been out for roughly 13 hours or so. And this was essentially done for tickets because exclusive tickets went on sale to promote the Infinity Vision release of the film. It was speculated that Endgame Encore, the second re-release of Avengers Endgame that was going to be happening in September, we're also going to have ticket sales going on today, but that is not the case yet. I checked with AMC, I've checked with other people online, and tickets are not up currently for the Infinity version screening of Endgame Encore. I don't know when they'll be on sale, but I'm very eager to see that. If you're planning on seeing Doomsday in Infinity Vision, you're probably going to have to wait until tickets go on sale again, because as of right now, everything that I'm seeing for Doomsday is already sold out. Every theater. John Campia even made a video stating that all the theaters close to him and the theaters that he checked were all completely sold out. So people are definitely buying more tickets than I thought they would, especially since the film is still so far out. But yeah, so if this was something you're wanting to see, you'll most likely have to wait a little bit longer in order to get tickets, because I'm almost certain they're all sold out right now. But going into today's recording, I'm going to be doing episode. I'm going to be doing trailer commentary. It'll be audio only because, again, I'm not properly doing a video recording of this. But I'm going to play the audio from the trailer that was released, and then kind of go over some of what I liked from the trailer, thoughts I have about it, what I like and dislike, as well as kind of how I think everything is going to end up going for this story, which I've seen a lot of people kind of speculate the same ideas that I have regarding this with this new trailer. But yeah, so go ahead and get into it. Before I start, feel free to check out John Campia and 3C Films videos. Shout out to those guys if you're listening. They covered the trailer as well, and had their thoughts and opinions on it. Really great people, content creators. Go check them out if you feel like it. But let's go ahead and get into the trailer.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision. I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Everything that they sacrificed will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. now. It's not possible.
So there you go. Trailer for Avengers Doomsday. Um, I'm actually looking really forward to watching this. This comes out 10 days before my birthday, so I don't know if I'm going to wait till my birthday to see it as like my own little birthday present to myself, or if I'm going to go see it opening day. I would think I would like to go see it opening day. I'm not looking forward to an Infinity Vision release for this. I'll probably just go to the standard matinee release when it comes out on the 18th. Um, even though this was essentially made for Infinity Vision, that's why they're promoting it. Since they couldn't get IMAX screenings and got real pissy about that, so they made their own thing for it. Um, I I just don't know as if I feel like driving all the way down to Dublin just to go see Doomsday in Infinity Vision, though. I think I'd rather just stay local in my town and just watch it here in the local cinema. But again, that might change when I see more of it if I continue to be as hyped as I am for it now. I'm not as hyped as I'd like to be for this, though, and that is because we still barely don't know much about this movie. I mean, and we know enough, I should say, for most movie goers, and that is just essentially the plot, who all's in it, what all's happening. But there's still so much that we have questions about going into this before we watch it, like why is Doom the big bad? Why should we be cowering in fear about him? And something I saw on a post a little before I decided to make a video about this was that the trailer is essentially lying, because people have already reported that Doom is not the main villain of this movie, that he does not really turn into the big bad till toward the end of the film, because he is essentially, kind of comes in as an ally and is working with them to try to stop the incursions. But then it is later revealed that he wants them to happen, and then he'll use Loki's powers after, I'm assuming, killing him, to then resurrect everyone, create Battle World, and then that'll set up the events of Secret Wars. Is this true? Couldn't tell you. That won't be officially confirmed as if that is happening until the movie is released, until we actually see that with our own eyes. But this is what has been reported several times that I've seen on the news and on posts and everything on Reddit, on YouTube, everything. And although that's good, it's not necessarily setting up as to why we should fear him as the big bad. It still poses the question as to why now. Because going into this, the multiverse saga has been a hot mess of crap. Because originally they were going to do Kang. As I'm sure everyone watching this is aware, originally Avengers 5 was titled The Kang Dynasty. And it was going to be the Avengers fighting the Council of Kangs, portrayed by Jonathan Majors. But following the poor reception that Quantumania had, and the allegations going on then with Majors, Disney and Marvel dropped him from the project and decided to go in a different route. Several months later, they announced at, I want to say it was Comic-Con or D23, I believe it was D23, that the title was then going to be called Doomsday. And that the Russo brothers were going to come back for this, because I think originally it was Des and Daniel Critton who is doing Spider-Man and Shang-Chi, was originally attached to be the director of Kang Dynasty. Then and technically he left before the movie was even retitled, and scrapped from Kang Dynasty to Doomsday. But he was originally attached to it. But then I believe he left because he wanted to do Spider-Man and focus more on that. And it was hard for him to juggle both films, especially because King Dynasty would have been its own big thing. As you know, being an Avengers film, it's definitely got a level of things that it has to do and be. Um, but yeah, so then after that, there really's not been much setup for Doom, except for the end credit of the Thunderbolts and then the end credits of Fantastic Four. Those two end credit scenes plus the four teasers are really all we have going into Doomsday. Now, we know via certain reports and obviously just how Doomsday is going to end up being, that the Russo brothers have announced, and this is why they're re-releasing Endgame, because they've even said that when they re-release it, it'll be edited to be, you know, a direct bridge to Doomsday, which is why they're releasing Encore in theaters again. Um, because, you know, they have said plainly in certain statements before that Doomsday takes place after the events of Endgame. Now, I can't remember exactly if they said it takes place directly after or if it just takes place sometime after. Because, as we know, because the Wakandans and the Telecons are in it, that obviously Wakanda Forever has happened. Loki is in it and still sitting as the god of stories and at the end of time, so we know that the Loki series has still happened. Um, and then, of course, the Thunderbolts, a Thor in the teaser in his teaser, the second one we got, you know, he still had Love as a daughter, so we know that Thor Love and Thunder still happened. Because something that we were curious about was, well, if this is a direct, and I think maybe they did say it was a direct sequel to Endgame, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I think I remember reports saying, well, if this is a direct sequel to Endgame, what all after Endgame is now canon? What all are they going to write off to sort of get away from because there's so much content? You know, what are they focusing on? What is no longer, you know, being continued? What aren't they following? Because we still don't know as if the cast that was announced is the full cast. Yes, it's a pretty extensive cast as is, but to think about all the other characters Marvel has introduced or set up or teased in the multiverse saga, compared to what has been announced for this film, is like not even half everyone that has been mentioned or shown or teased in the multiverse saga. It is barely but a fraction of that. So I think people were wondering originally, you know, what all do we need to know before Doomsday, since, you know, certain characters obviously aren't going to be part of it. You know, what all directly ties into this so that, you know, when people go in, they know what mindset to have, what they need to watch beforehand. Because it is also something Marvel has kind of been hellish about recently, is Disney Plus's push for more content. So there is obviously that burden of more stuff to watch. Now, obviously, certain things you won't need to watch because they obviously aren't going to be part of it. And I believe that is Eternals, uh, the Daredevil series, Echo. I don't think those will have anything to do with this. So those you might be fine to miss. Spider-Man Brand New Day, I do not know. I will not know about that, nor will anyone else until after the movie's released, because Kevin Feige, I believe in an article or an interview, said that he, you know, confirming that Brand New Day does happen before the events of Doomsday. It's not like taking place during each other or one's after the other. It's before Doomsday. So how this will impact the character going into Doomsday, we won't know till it comes out. Hell, we still don't even know who City Sink is playing. So, um, and I believe they said that she's in Secret Wars. I don't know if she'll be in Doomsday, but now that we know that she's in Secret Wars, we know that it will at least have some sort of effect going forward. Whether it's in Doomsday, we won't know. But at least, you know, it has been said that they will be in Secret Wars. Um, so Um, before I go back to the trailer and kind of go over commentary of what I liked, what I don't like, and trying to explain things for you, since obviously there is no visuals. Um, but I want to go ahead and try to map out what I think is going to happen in this film, as well as kind of what I think people will need to watch in order to understand the movie going forward. This is kind of my, and this is technically trademarked my Marvel because they're using this title for Marvel Rivals because this is their in-game promotion right now. But my path to Doomsday, um, my list of movies going into Doomsday of what I'll need to rewatch and prepare for before going to see the movie in December is obviously Infinity War and Endgame. That is already 100% guaranteed, especially since they're re-releasing Endgame. And then Loki seasons 1 and 2, Black Widow, technically Hawkeye because Yelena is in Hawkeye. I still have no idea if Jeremy Renner's going to be in this or not, though. Um, and then let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this in order of when they were released, not necessarily in chronological order. So, Infinity War, Endgame, Black Widow, Loki, seasons 1 and 2, Hawkeye, Spider-Man: No Way Home, because if the reports are true and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's in this, technically, knowing what happened to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man during the events of No Way Home before Doomsday will obviously, because of the whole multiverse thing, make more sense, because then you'll have that experience as well. If you want to watch the other Spider-Man films, go ahead. Same with X-Men. I'm not going to put X-Men in this list, though, only because we still don't know what version of the X-Men this is. If it's the Fox version, if it's the version that was shown in the end credits of the Marvels, I don't know. That's still not been confirmed. So, if you want to, go ahead. I'm not including him on this list for the Path to Doomsday just because I still don't know what version it is specifically. Um, so yeah, so then Hawkeye, No Way Home, uh Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I'm gonna go ahead and include. Um I'm gonna go ahead and leave out Moon Knight, even though it does have that reference to Doom and the possible showing of Latveria in the background. I'm gonna leave that out because I'm pretty sure that was just an Easter egg and has no other importance to the Doomsday movie. Especially because we don't even know if Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight will be in Doomsday. So Moon Knight is not included. I'm trying to think. So, um, Multiverse Madness, Miss Marvel, uh, because technically the Marvels, since Beast is in that end credit scene in the Marvels, if that is the universe we are following, then that will lead into Doomsday. Um, so yeah, so Miss Marvel and then the Marvels. Thor: Love and Thunder, if I haven't already said that. Um, Still unsure if the Guardians are going to be in this, so I'm going to leave out any of the Guardians films. Um, and then Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and that pretty much rounds out Phase 4. So in Phase 5, got Quantumania. Technically, Loki Season 2 is Phase 5. Um, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World, and then Marvel's The Thunderbolts. I believe that is it for Phase 5. I don't think there's anything else from Phase 5 that really needs to be talked about or watched before going into Doomsday. That I can recall, anyways. And then, of course, Fantastic Four, which is Phase 6. Um, and then, depending on how it intersects into Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day. That is my list of Multiverse Saga projects going in to Doomsday. Um, not not really sure where certain things go in this whole timeline thing with what's being shown, what's being picked up and continued. Oh, Falcon the Winter Soldier. Falcon the Winter Soldier technically should be watched as well because I forgot that shows how Falcon and Sam got into where they're at now, with obviously Jacques Torres being the new Falcon and then Sam becoming Captain America, and then Bucky's in it as well. Um, and that kind of leads into the events of uh, Brave New World. Um, so yeah, so I'd forgot about that title. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Um, oh, Shang-Chi. Duh, forgot that one. Um, I I included Multiverse Madness because of the whole multiverse thing. I believe they said there's rumors that Haley Atwell's Captain Carter would be in this. If that's true, technically, What If could count too. Um, I'm not really sure I would really even include that though, since that is not canon and kind of a mess to follow, since it's all over the place. With different realities, there's no, I don't think, specific linear path. Well, I mean, aside from season one. Um, but that's, I mean, pretty much it. I feel in terms of everything. Again, only reason I included Multiverse Madness in the list is because of Captain Carter. If she actually is in it or not, I don't know if she is or not though. Um, and then of course the whole multiverse thing. Um, and that is kind of what tells us about incursions in the first place. I mean, yes, there was Loki, but Multiverse of Madness also shed the light on it too, because we actually got to see an incursion happen in Sinister Strange's universe, with that symphony of horror sequence that they did in that universe. Um, so yeah, I don't I don't know. I also don't know as if Wong's going to be in this either. Uh, and I also didn't include She-Hulk because I don't know how much Hulk's going to be in this either, if he's going to be in it at all. Because technically, if we're going off of the end credit from Shang-Chi, which I believe was also made when everything was still kind of leading up towards the Kang Dynasty, was that um, Wong kind of had his own group of Avengers. And it was him, Shang-Chi, Carol Danvers, Bruce Banner, I believe Rocket Raccoon, um, and then Katie, because she was there at the time too for that meeting. I can't remember anyone else that was from that meeting. I'm wanting to say that was it. Um, but yeah, I don't know if that team is going to be included. So Wong and Hulk are going to be in Doomsday or not. I don't know. Because if so, then obviously She Hulk, unfortunately, because Banner is in that, so his storyline would be pretty important for that and Brand New Day. And then Wong, because Wong is in She Hulk as well, plus Multiverse Madness. Um, but Yeah. So those are just the titles that I'm aware of that actually lead into Doomsday going forward. Um, Again, I don't know what all is actually going to be introduced. If there's going to be more characters we don't know about, like uh, Deadpool or Wolverine or Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like they're rumored. At this point, that is just speculation, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, so essentially, and I like I said before recording this, I saw a post going over this, but essentially, how I kind of think the Doomsday movie is going to be is, and I've seen comments on the actual trailer itself when I watched it like 30 times before, uh, is that Doomsday is essentially going to be pretty much everyone meeting each other, preparing for this fight, and then coming to terms with everything that happens. Obviously, for context, because there are some people that don't know, in the beginning of the trailer, which I guess we'll just go ahead and do commentary now, we'll kill two birds with one stone. Um, so this here, the monologue from Doctor Doom.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
And essentially, what he's saying here, being faced with an unthinkable decision, is them learning about how to deal with incursions. In the comics, the only way to really, get past an incursion is to destroy the other world before it destroys theirs as well. Because an incursion only works when two universes get entangled with each other and they're set on a collision course. The only way I can think about this happening is if that parallel universe from the Marvels where Beast was in is the same universe that Deadpool's in, Earth 10007. And that is the X-Men universe. And I can only think of the reason their universe is colliding with ours is in Deadpool and Wolverine when Deadpool goes to 616 to have that interview with Happy to join the Avengers. And him being on 616, even though he's from 10007 or whatever universe that he is from, kind of cross them with each other, and that is why they're colliding. I don't know why they'd be colliding with the Fantastic Four universe, because as far as I know, they've not crossed paths unless Doom did something to fuck that up personally. And that is why we then later find out that he's the one that wants this to happen, because he's the reason Fantastic Four's universe is colliding with theirs. Because of part of his world for Battle World. So he's wanting Fantastic Four's universe because of Latveria, that's where he's from. From that universe, he wants his own Latveria country in with this new Battle World he's creating, and that is why they're created. With those three planets in mind, those three universes. That is what I'm thinking. But obviously the monologue, the him saying, we'll be facing an unthinkable consequence or decision, is them trying to come to terms with, okay, we can't stop this unless we physically destroy this other universe. Is that something we're okay with doing? Killing multiple people on a grand scale. By this point, and judging by the end of the trailer, when we see Doom stop Stormbreaker with the two fingers, which I think is ridiculous that it is actually two fingers that he stopped Stormbreaker with. When we see that, on his hand are ruins, magic ruins. And I'm thinking at this point, Loki's already been killed, or his power's already been drained, and the magic runes or siphons that he has on his hands and on his emblems for his cloak is his way of tethering that power and magic to himself so that he can wield it in a way that doesn't like kill him or burden him as much, which is why he's so strong. Because in that sequence of him stopping Stormbreaker as well, you can kind of see, with his fingers that there's a little bit of green in there, like he's using magic to stop it, and it's not just brute force. Because I don't think Doom could do it brute force. I think he's using a little bit of magic. And I think if you watch it again, you can see a little bit of green as well when he stops Stormbreaker. That was something I noticed on like the 13th rewatch, or however many times I've rewatched this trailer. Um, so yeah, I think after the whole encounter with Loki, and them sort of explaining the whole thing with incursions, they're going to team up. They're going to try to go around and recruit each other so they can stop this together. Since it's a big thing, they need a lot of extra people to help. Can't do it themselves, which is why we see them, Thor and the Fantastic Four, and probably Steve Rogers. If that ship sequence happens before they see the Fantastic Four and the Avengers Tower, I'm assuming that they'll all be together when they go into the Avengers Tower, so they can explain to them, the new Avengers and the Avengers, what's going on, why Thor's scared, what all's happening, and then from here, and I'm assuming Doom will be here as well, in this scene. And so after all this, everyone will go to Wakanda. They'll try to get their help. Obviously, Wakandans and the Talakans will have a bit of a misunderstanding and still have that bit of a feud from Wakanda forever. So they'll try to come to terms with everything. And someone I saw online said that, I believe it was John Campea, maybe even, or 3C Films, in his review, said that Sue Storm will probably act as the negotiator for the conflict of trying to get everyone to work together, since you've already seen how she did that in Fantastic Four, getting all the nations, excluding Latveria, to help in this thing on their planet to stop Galactus. So she'll probably end up being the negotiator for the Wakandans and the Atlanteans, or Talakans, as they're officially called. And from there, they would go to the X Mansion, and I've seen it rumored, I think on someone else's post, that the X-Men have already destroyed another universe, and that is why the Avengers and the new Avengers and Fantastic Four are kind of uneasy about them, because they know they've already destroyed another universe. They're kind of taken aback by that, and that's why they're kind of fighting the mansion. And then Doom would reveal his intentions, and they'd all have to put aside their differences and work together, which would lead to that fight sequence that was leaked, with Doom resurrecting the Sentinels from the destroyed X Mansion ruins, and everyone kind of fighting together. And then it would be there that Thor would have his one-on-one with Doom, where he stops it using his magic and two fingers, and then that would kind of set it for the ending. How it would then lead from there to Secret Wars. So that's pretty much how I feel this movie is going to be. Again, I wish I could be more hyped for this movie, but I mean, until today, we've only had those 4 teasers for Steve, Thor, the X-Men, and then the Wakandans and Fantastic Four. So it's still not a whole lot known about this. The only thing we do really know about this is by the official plot is, and I had this written down somewhere, but like Doom, powerful sorcerer, has entered the MCU, this powerful being who uses magic, is obviously a big threat. He's gonna change everything going forward. And then these three teams of heroes, or these three distinct universes, I think is what the official synopsis says, will have to come together in order to stop an impending threat that will change the course of the MCU forever. And that is pretty much it. And that is kind of pretty vague, but also giving us quite a bit to go off of. But again, unless most of that's confirmed, there's still a whole lot of speculation and fan theories going around as to what this could be. While yes, that still keeps the intrigue of the movie, I also don't like not knowing a whole lot and not having a whole lot confirmed, because, like I said, there's still a whole shit ton of crap that has not been confirmed for this. A lot of characters that have not been confirmed that are still loose ends in the MCU. Plot points that are still kind of confusing. So, it'd be nice if they would do like a recap or an exclusive showing of, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not. So now you know to ignore that and then just focus on this part. Because this is what we're following. You forget everything else. But I feel like until they do that, there's still going to be a lot of speculation, still a whole lot of fan theories, and a lot of wishful thinking. And I think with all of that, if they don't confirm this until the movie's released, there's going to be a lot of people disappointed that it wasn't what they were expecting, because they didn't know what to expect, because there was no proper communication as to what this was about, what all it tackled, and what all would be shown and featured in this project. But again, that's pretty much just my thoughts and opinions. But going back to the trailer, I'll go ahead and play it from where I left off. So this is Thor's monologue, and it's in front of a new Avengers Tower in New York.
Warriors in my time.
So Chris's review noted that, or John Campia's review noted that Ant-Man's suit, when it's shown inside Avengers Tower, is the scene or the suit from Ant-Man and the Wasp, not from Quantumania. Although Quantumania, from what I know, is still canon in this going forward, and then also Captain America, and then Bucky.
And all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies.
And they got the Wakandans.
It scared me far less than this one.
And then Cyclops. I'm still really looking forward to this fight scene between Shang-Chi and Gambit, because that is something I didn't think would work, but especially when hearing it, I was like, that's too good to be true. I doubt they're doing that. But seeing it now, it looks really good. Simu Liu versus Channing Tatum's Gambit. So I'll be very interested to see how this goes, because John Campia even said that he enjoyed this sequence when he saw the trailer the first time, seeing Gambit hold his own in this fight that he didn't think would really work, was really fun for him. And we get a shot of Loki. And something I think either Chris or John Campia said in one of their videos is that in this shot now, where Ben is shaking hands with M'Baku in Telecon, Ben Grimm looks a lot shorter than he did previously, because he's almost height level with Sue. And if I remember correctly, which, I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've seen Fantastic Four and that Fantastic Four teaser, they dropped for Doomsday. But I'm pretty sure Ben was a lot taller. I'm pretty sure the Thing was a lot taller than Sue Storm, and a little taller than M'Baku as well. So it's odd seeing him a little shorter in this sequence. But I think what I heard was that the CGI wasn't fully finished in this, so there still might be some things that they're working out. And the next shot we had was of them entering the X Mansion. I believe it was Chris noting that Reed's arm had been stretched to hold back Captain America while Yelena investigated or moved forward into the mansion. And also, Kirby gets a new design in this. Looks more comic accurate than the version we saw previously in Fantastic Four, First Steps. But cool to see a new design for him as well. A little more modern, fancier tech. And then we have Mystique transforming into Yelena. And then shots of everyone holding people that they love. So Magneto and Charles together, Ant-Man and his daughter together, and then what I'm currently looking at now is Johnny hugging who I'm assuming is a young Franklin, based on the short blonde hair. I'm assuming that's who this is in this shot. And then here we get the shot of Doom. And then here we have Thor meeting Steve. And then, of course, we have the title card with the music. See it in Infinity Vision. 12/18/26 is Doomsday. And then, of course, the countdown as well. So, yeah. Still can't wait to see this. Although, wish, again, I was more excited for it. But, yeah. So, that is Avengers Doomsday. That is the trailer that was dropped. Again, still don't know when the promo stuff for Avengers Endgame Encore will start, and tickets will be on sale. But I'm sure it'll be sometime soon, since it comes out the 25th of September. But yeah, something else I did want to touch up on is that I've seen people in the comments of the trailer also throwing fits, specifically during the sequence where it shows Magneto and Charles together in the mansion, saying these two better make it through the movie. Because I mean they are really loved characters, and I think it'd be really shitty to see Charles die a fourth time, because technically if he dies in this, it would be 4 times, because he died in The Last Stand by Phoenix. He died in Logan by X-24, and then he also died in Multiverse Madness by getting his neck snapped by Wanda. So they've really done the Professor dirty in the movies. And then, of course, don't really look forward to seeing Magneto die again, because he died recently in X-Men 97. And I couldn't believe they killed him off the way they did in that show. I was pissed and shocked at what they did with Apocalypse, killing him the way they did. because they are two really well respected and very powerful characters. To see them continuingly get killed off is very sad, and um, kind of becoming a bit old to see as well. But who knows? Maybe they will live. Maybe they won't. It just depends. But I do think it'd be nice if they survived. Although I highly doubt they will. Especially if Marvel's going to do their own thing with the X-Men after Secret Wars. Um, but yeah, so that is it for this recording. The thumbnail that I'm using for this, I was gonna do just the generic backdrop that they released for the movie, but they released concept art at the Billy convention in Shanghai, so I'm probably gonna use that. Brilliant, wonderful piece of artwork done by the ever talented Andy Park. Very talented artist. Still wish he was part of Marvel, but unfortunately things happened the way they did. But this is his last project, if I am being told correctly, with Marvel. So this artwork is one of the last things that we will see from Andy Park, aside from whatever else is in the Art of Doomsday book that will be released at some point. So shout out to Andy Park, whose artwork will be the thumbnail for this video. But yeah, so that is my breakdown, reaction, thoughts, opinions on the Doomsday trailer. Again, didn't really think I'd be doing a video on this, but now that it's done, just an extra almost 50-minute video for you guys to have while I'm still busy working and figuring things out for the channel, and everything with the book and everything. So do I'm on getting a video of that soon, going into detail about what it'll be about. I had one up originally, but I'm currently not happy with how that is, so I decided to delete it and just redo it, especially now that I have more things planned out and written down more cohesively, so I have notes to go off of when I'm talking about it, so hopefully I won't get thrown off track anymore. And then I'm also going to do it differently, so I'm not going to showcase the songs that I have in the playlist. I will just link the playlist in the description for you guys to listen to and check out. But yeah, so still planning on working on that soon. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah, I will do it soon. Also wanted to go ahead and shout out and mention there's currently one subscriber subscribed to my account on DeviantArt. I'm not going to list his name just because I don't have permission to, and don't know as if he wants me to say his name or not. And he's not gotten back to me on what he wants done. But reminder, if you subscribe, which is only $1 to do, you get 3 custom, or no, not, I forgot, I changed it so it's not 3, limited 3. You can do custom requests for covers for only $1 when you subscribe. And that's included with the subscription. That's not an added $1 for each cover you want done. That's included with the subscription. So as long as you're subscribed, or following me on DeviantArt, however it works, as long as you're part of the tier, you will get to request whenever you want and I say that loosely, a custom cover that you want. I mainly work in DVD covers, but if you want Blu-ray, just let me know. That way I can match the aspect ratio and the size to what you need for the Blu-ray cover, or 4K, however you want it. Just let me know in advance so I can plan it around that. Otherwise, it'll automatically be DVD. That is just my default. I don't really do a whole lot of custom CD artwork or video game artwork, but if you would like custom artwork for those, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Again, I don't really do a whole lot of that, but especially with uh, PlayStation not doing physical copies anymore, if you would still like artwork to be on your shelf to promote that you own it, even though it's not a physical copy, just to make you feel better about what you own, since they're not doing digital stuff anymore. Let me know and I'll see what I can do. Because I know since Sony's doing that, they've been getting a lot of shit for it. I doubt they will change their mind about it. I'm sure this is just going to be what everyone's going to have to suck up and deal with, unfortunately. But if you do want custom artwork for things, let me know. I believe uh, Marvel's Wolverine is getting a physical release, and I believe, if I remember correctly, they said before they even announced this that GTA was not going to get a physical disc release. It was just going to be digital only. Um, I've seen images promoting it in a case. I don't know if it's going to be one of the weird Switch things where it's just a case only and a pamphlet with the code inside to redeem the digital copy, or what. I don't know why they would do that. I think that'd just be a waste of money and distribution just for a case and a piece of paper, but to each their own. But yeah, so if there's custom artwork you want for games, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. The thing I said before, when I said, I say whenever you want loosely, is you can only do one at a time. You cannot request a second item until I've finished your first one. If you do, I will not respond to it. I will finish what you have and then just ignore it. Anything else, because I'm very strict about it, because I'm very busy. I only do one at a time. It's just easier for me to focus when I have one project from one person at a time, and I don't have 15 million things piled up on a on a backlog of invoices of things people want, and then people also getting pissed because it's taken so long to get it done. Because like I said, I only have one subscriber on the tier right now, and he's not requested anything. But say I were to get 50 all at once, and then all of them request one item, that's already 50 items that I have to do. And it takes quite a bit of time to get things done, especially with my work schedule the way it is. So one at a time helps limit how much I have to do, and also sets expectations for you. That way you're not just waiting for your thing for frickin' ever. But wanted to go ahead and shout that out as well, that do have someone subscribed, and to remind you guys that, if you want to, again, only $1 for the tier, you can request your own custom artwork. Again, if you don't want to, but have a cover that is ruined, let me know and I will go from the archives and pull out artwork that I already have from the original release and give it to you, so you have a backup copy in case a cover gets ruined. If I don't have it in the archives, like say Masters of the Universe or the Backrooms, which haven't been released on DVD yet, but are going to be soon, let me know, and then as soon as those get released, I will just throw them together on the computer and then send you a backup copy of the artwork. That way you're not paying a subscription to Cover City or DVDcovers.org for stuff that should be free, because no one really owns the artwork except for the people that made the artwork or the people that released it. It's like Sony and Spider-Man artwork, or A24 and the Backrooms artwork. So if there is artwork that you want from an official release that got ruined, let me know and I will replace it for you. I will send it to your email, or through DeviantArt itself, just through the message boards, and I will replace the artwork for you for free. Again, I originally had them uploaded on DeviantArt, just so people could access them for free, but I feel like having stuff on there for free kind of took away from the whole wanting to subscribe just for the custom artwork, because they're like, oh, well, if there's stuff for free, eventually the new stuff would be free too. But that's not how I want to work things, and I learned a little too late that when people see free things, they will just expect everything to be free eventually, as opposed to um, having certain barriers. So yeah, and so that is why I've changed things up the way I did. But again, if you want original artwork from original releases, let me know and I'll pull it from the archives and I will send it to you. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. It is 55 and a half minutes into the recording, so I should probably stop it there. And I will just see you guys in the next video.